spank them.
We'll get some leftovers tomorrow.
Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow in the office, Mark.
We're going to be on site, I think, all day. We're doing some videos at an undisclosable offsite location,
Okay. So
but
probably
we'll
not.
see. We'll
We'll
see.
see.
Probably the
Yep.
library.
Yeah, there's a
No,
few of them.
no. Bob Block, we're going to be in Wheaton.
Oh, okay, I know. That's north of me,
Yep.
up north.
Well, if it's the Wheaton in Wisconsin, it's probably a little further north yet.
No, we'll stay within the Illinois state border.
Got too much snow in Wisconsin.
I don't know if the ceiling time for that. That thing was about 3-4 foot tall. That ceiling right there is. It looks great. How much it might be 12 foot the most here, like 11 or 12. They wouldn't mind if it's over.
Okay, so we're at 4:31 now. I understand that Pat was not going to be able to join us and was traveling after her performance in Carnegie Hall, as I understood. So unfortunately, she can't be with us tonight. My understanding was that VP Mark, you would be able to facilitate this meeting and run this forward.
That is correct, and we're going to follow the normal patterns and go through and hear brief updates from everyone and see how things are heading into the last month of our calendar year. Everybody knows how critical a time this is, and everybody knows from the numbers where we stand right now. I have not looked at the numbers today. Kyle, maybe you could tell me where things stand.
Oh, geez, hold on. Let me see. I didn't have
Oh,
that up in front of me. Let's see.
We're at a plus 25.97 with 65 new clubs.
okay.
Thank you.
So up two more from the last time I looked, and staying steady with the new members. And I know hopefully people will be able to comment about the issues of status quo clubs as we go through each of the areas, because that is a critical concern at this point in time. And so why don't we start? I'm going to start at the top corner of my screen, and I see PID Bob Block. I'm going to start with you.
Ooh, area E. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to go in the middle when you know what everybody else already said and you know how to do it. So, but no, thank you. It's good to see everybody. I hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving. Right now, area E is a plus 244. We just had one new club come aboard at 2 o'clock this afternoon. I got a message from International and it was approved. So that gives us four new clubs. Plus we have another one going right in for application along with one that's sitting there. So we have two in the chutes trying to get them through. We have all our districts, our multiples are all plus. We finally got them all being on the plus side. The biggest turnaround we had was Michigan. Michigan from last year was in the minus hundreds. This year they are a plus 99. So they're moving. They're making some changes over there. Some great movements there. We've had a guiding line session in Indiana. We had 29 members that were part of that training. Out of that 29, 14 of them were zone chairmen. We felt that the zone chairmen were a strong group to bring in as guiding lions. So we brought them in and we're going to use them. We're in the process of scheduling another one in Illinois and we're doing one in Michigan, I think next March. As far as status quo clubs, right now we have 24. Which represents 319 lions. We had our area call in last night and we went through the list. Unfortunately, about half of them we're going to lose because we found out that they're paper clubs. They had 3 or 4 members and they were just paying the dues, and they were family members, and they're just tired out. We have one club in Southern Illinois we're going to try working with. They want to drop. They've already voted to drop their charter at the end of this year in December. They have 25 members. We are 9 of them have already resigned. 16 of them we're going to put in the status quo for 6 months and see if we can go in there and rebuild that club. We decided that we're going to wait till next spring to go down there to work with them. I'm going to go down there. I have the Gantt team that's going to work with me and the governor, and we're going to actually walk the community and see if we can find a younger group to take over the club. The average age in that club right now is like 78, and a lot of them aren't coming to the meetings, and that's why they wanted to close. So they've paid all their bills. They're all, checked out as a good club. But I talked to International, and we were able to put them on status quo for 6 months in order to rebuild them. So hopefully we'll be able to save those members. So looking at it, I'm thinking that we'll probably end up hopefully on the plus side. I know it's not going to be the 200, but I'm hoping that we're going to squeeze by and probably end up with maybe 100 plus by the time we're done going through the status quo club. The other comment that came out of our meeting last night is instead of waiting until like October, we're going to start chasing the bills 30 days after they're out to the clubs. Start earlier as opposed to waiting to the end. We found that a lot of clubs did not realize that they were not getting the paper. They were looking for the paper to come through the mail. A lot of them are still paying by check and not using a credit card or a debit card. So we do have, I got 4 clubs right now that are on the status quo that are checks in the mail, and they've been mailed. I have copies of their checks and all that, but they haven't been posted. So we're looking for a soft finish, but hopefully a stronger start in January and found out some of the mistakes we made this year and going to make those corrections. That is it. I thank you.
Thanks, Bob. The club in Southern Illinois, what community is that in?
It's in Frankfurt.
And is it
Frankfurt, it's outside of Marion.
Community? Small
It's outside of, pardon?
small
It's a small
community?
community. Yeah, small community. They've lost, it used to be a mining, but my understanding was a mining community. They have the club next to it is Mounds, and that's the governor's club. And so hopefully we can work with the 2 clubs together and try to get them to grow. They are willing to work with us, but they're not willing to participate because of their age. They all want to still be Lions. They all pay their dues and they do fundraisers, but nobody wants to go to a meeting, and they're afraid to go out of their house and do things because of their age. So we like to keep them. The governor is willing to work with it, and she was going to let the charter just go out. And I said, well, let's see if we can do something else, because I wanted to keep those members that were willing to stay. The president and the secretary already resigned and dropped out of the club. So it's a shame to lose something like that. But the other thing we're finding out is that these smaller clubs that have 3 or 4 members, they're just aging themselves out and they don't want any help. And instead of trying to fight it, we're thinking, let them go and let's go back and rebuild afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
Okay.
okay.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate all the reporting, and thanks
you.
for all you're doing.
Thank you.
Next person I see on my screen is Mark Paiva. What's going on out there?
We're doing fairly well so far. Area 1B is a plus 559. And what's really neat about that is that we have 3 multiples that are positive. That's 36, 4, and 50. And we're seeing positive movement in 49. They're only -1 and -8 overall. So they're not doing bad. And what's really kind of cool about all of this is we have 13 clubs. And the bulk of those clubs, actually all of those clubs are in MD4, but we have clubs in the queue from 50, 49, and we have them from both 49A and 49B.
Good.
And so, although we don't have them in the queue, we know that there are clubs in Washington. There are at least 3 clubs they're working on in Washington, and there's at least 2 clubs they're working on in Oregon. They just haven't put them into the queue. Another neat factor is 16 of our 23 clubs are positive, our districts are positive, and that's across the board. We have 14 clubs on status quo. We are working that really hard. One of the neat things here in Area 1B is we have a weekly executive team meeting, and that has the CCs from Washington, California, Oregon, and we have district governors from Alaska and Hawaii. They're all kind of keyed in on these status quo clubs and working them down. We have 17 clubs on the accounts balance report. That's a huge drop from the 156 we started with. So we're doing really well in that regard. And then we've got 41% service reporting. Oddly enough, we're still getting districts that are realizing that LEOs are included in the service reporting. And so all of their Lions clubs are fine, except they're not getting 100% because of their Leo clubs. So that's something that they're working on. We started our growth workshops. We had our first one November 20th. We have our second one coming up December 4th, and we'll have our third one on December 18th. We had roughly 60 people attend, and we're doing the bulk of that is Area 1B, but we brought along Area F and Area H by default because we had Michelle Mosley doing one of our presentations. So we have a good mix of people in there, and I think it's only going to help us start the new club drive a little bit earlier and get everybody excited. And that's what we're hoping for. Juanita, do you have anything to add to my report?
No, I think you touched on it, but I just want to make everybody aware, when I do the presentation on December 18th, we do have a plug encouraging members to participate in the January series that starts back then, because everybody has different ways of presenting and people receive information differently. So we think, encourage them to continue on and getting that information, because everybody shares information differently as well too. But we strongly encourage everybody to participate in that.
And that's our report.
Okay. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Juanita. Mark, I'm sorry if I missed the number. I heard the plus, 500 plus, but new clubs in the pipeline. Where do you
9.
see that? 9. Okay. And any of them ready to go as far as paperwork in before year end?
I think at least 3 of them will be turned over into clubs.
Okay. Great. Okay. And thank you for the update on status quo clubs too. Obviously, we're all focusing on that. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Juanita. Let's see. Beth Stevens. Good evening. Good afternoon.
Hey, good evening. Sorry, I had to unmute there. So Area D currently is -61. This month we took a heavy hit in Ohio. They went from positive to negative this month, but MD14, we're working the Stop the Drop campaign, and they were able to hold the line in November. Hopefully that will continue into December. MD24 has grown in November, and MD29 is still on the positive side of the numbers. So we have 2 of our 4 multiples currently at growth. We have one app in the system. We are anticipating another app out of Pennsylvania, 14W, and hope that club will actually extend in December as well. That's a campus club. And we have 2 more possibilities to go in December, but we have in the area 10 working extensions teams that are actively working on clubs throughout the area. We currently have 29 clubs in status quo representing 436 Lions. In conversations with the district governors, we anticipate many of those to clear. They're still also using, checks. However, we already know we're going to have 10 cancellations, and many of those clubs are not on the status quo club list. They're aging out. They're just tired and ready. So we're talking to the district governors about, just like with Bob, to go in after the club closes and to work and rebuild those clubs in those particular areas. Overall, reporting service, we have 63% and 2.7 million people served. So we do have a couple things that we're struggling with in West Virginia, and Carrie, you can maybe speak to this more. We have a branch conversion where the district governor and the council chair are refusing to sign off on that application. So that's a battle because there's actually 20. They're ready. They've been working on that for 2 years now, and they hit 20 and they won't sign off on it. We also have a club preventing a club extension, but the district team is handling that, and they have a plan in place to move that forward. So those are the 2 issues that we're struggling with. Carrie, would you like to add anything?
No, just that I've talked with both the council chair and the district governor in 29L, and they are adamant that they do not want to support this club. They need to be, they are a club branch out of, they changed clubs, and it's been a hot mess getting that all squared around. But the district governor and the council chair believe that the leadership of the club branch / club wishing to charter is not strong, and that it won't last, and they're not going to support it.
Although the mayor of the community has joined the club to support it.
Mhm.
And we do have it squared away that they can be a branch club, and they are able to be a branch club for the area that they're serving in. Got the governor all good on that one. She just is adamant that they are not representative of Lions Clubs International in our code of ethics, and she does not believe that she should sign off on it.
There's a conflict with the individual that put the club together.
Yes, there's drama between the leadership of the district and the people who are organizing the club.
Mhm.
Is the composition of the branch club, would they be considered a specialty club?
I don't think
No.
so.
No,
They'd be a traditional
they would be a traditional club. And the
Mhm.
governor does not like that where they want to put the club is close to Parkersburg, West Virginia. And there's 4 members that are in a different club about an hour away. They wanted to become part of that particular branch and be part of a new club chartering. And they feel that that's not representative of that area, that they're not trying to recruit in the Vienna area. And they don't have the support of PID Johnson either in putting in the Vienna club, and he's actually in the Vienna community.
So they'd
So
rather
we're
have them stay, they'd rather have them stay as a branch and not let them fly on their own.
But that's the district. There's a lot of politics involved in the district leadership. The people that joined the organization believed that the ultimate goal was to become a club,
Yeah.
their own
and
club.
And the people who are in the club, even the ones who live an hour away, want to be a Vienna Lions club. So we are working to get support from the district on that.
I still find it hard to believe, but I guess I have to believe the fact that these kind of situations exist. We're trying to break that culture. that these personal issues that, butt people up against each other are very real in some of these communities. It's a struggle when there's a past director who's fighting the separation as well. Is it worth a phone call to the district governor, Beth or Carrie?
Well, Carrie, we talked about that, but I mean, Carrie's working with West Virginia, so I'll defer to her.
Mhm.
I'm not sure that it will help. I'm going to be honest. I
Mhm.
think that the governor that will just see it as people trying to impose something when she's already of a mind, and the council chair and the first vice district governor are of the same mind that they don't have
Mhm.
the leadership to pull off a club.
Do you think
I
the
think they'll
first?
see it more as interference than support for
Yeah.
the club.
Yeah, and I don't doubt that either, Carrie. Do you think that if we can continue the way we are with the branch until the new Lions year, is this going to continue with the incoming district governor opposing the
I'm
split?
the current governor thinks yes. However, she spelled out what her concerns are for the club. And I said, well, if these are the concerns for supporting their club charter, then if the club is making improvements and showing you that these qualifications are met, then at the end of the year, there is no reason to say that they can't charter.
Mhm.
If they can show the district, show the governor, show the vice governor that they do have the leadership, that they are building in that Vienna community and they're making a service impact, then as long as they meet the criteria that she's saying they don't, there is no reason for any of them not to sign off on it. And my goal is by their district or their multiple district convention, which is in May,
Mhm.
to have them be able to prove that they've recruited, that they've got service projects going in that community, and that they're not about bucking district politics just for the purpose of drama.
Okay. All right.
Carrie, if you do have an email or something documenting the situation, if you could also send it to Guy and me. I'm sure situations have come up like this in the past, and not suggesting that we would supersede what's going on in the district, but maybe just figure out like the options if the support does not happen from the DG and the CC. Like, could there be a potential option to get the club to charter? Not suggesting that's the best in this case, but at least so that we could look into it a little bit more.
Not a problem. I'll forward you the email chains that have been going through from the district governor and LCI, and from the district governor to the potential club president.
Okay,
Say,
thank
Carrie,
you.
Yeah, Brian?
I don't know if it will help or not, but if the district has concerns and they're worried about their ethics and morals and values, I don't know if it would help if we could send a special invite to them to the new club navigator, which is for new clubs, trying to teach them the ways of the organization of services are all of that stuff. I don't know if that would help to have the officers come to that. I don't know if the district would feel better about that or worse about that, but just a
I
thought
think
thrown
that's a
out there.
great idea, because
Mhm.
I think if they're genuine, if they're concerned about them meeting the Lions Code of Ethics, then if the officers are making a point to learn that and to show that and to have open conversations in these sessions, I can't see any reason why the district should have any problems with that, or
Mhm.
frankly be allowed to have a problem with that.
Yeah.
If you could carbon copy me in that email too, it's nice being aware of what the problems are so we can try and lead them down a rosy path, the yellow brick road, and we can
You
make
can
sure
build a
that
yellow
we
brick road,
invite
Brian.
at least their
I'm all,
members. I know we've got to get more to them.
I'll CC you on this.
Yeah, this feud has been going on for 3 years, so yeah.
And they just don't
Been
let
there.
go of it.
And it's,
Mhm.
I look at Parkersburg and it's like you got 30,000 people there, and people are worried about starting up other. It's just, yeah, I know it happens.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, great idea, Brian. Thank you so much for offering that. And Carrie will share that information with you. And Beth, thank you all for keeping that one top of mind, because it's just something that needs to happen, and we've got to
Right.
let them do the right thing and be on their own, be independent.
Well, it's
And that's
it's
for
the
that.
message that we're sending to the future Lions yeah.
into their community.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's for any of you guys. If any of you guys have a struggling new club within the last 5 years, send names to me and we'll send them personal invites to
Yep.
come to the new club navigator. It's once a month.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. All right, let's move to Hillary. How are you this evening?
Very well, Mr. Vice President. Thanks for having me, and hello, everybody. Deb and we're holding things together, I think, pretty well. In Area F, 9 new clubs. The last one that just came through is the Long Island Mind Spark, is their name. So how cool is that? At any rate, MD20 is leading the way. That's New York with 3 new clubs, and MD22 is also with 3 new clubs of the 9. There are 10 current applications. I would say 3 of them are what I would say is extremely close. So I would say weeks rather than months for at least three of the 10 applications. We are down to 39 financial suspension clubs, and roughly 10 days ago it was 52. So a lot have gone by the by. And in speaking to Council Chair Steve Jennison from 20 and Council Chair Sue Hurlbert from 23, that it will drop from 39 probably down to the low 30s in another 24 hours, because they've had a flurry of activity in the last couple of half days that aren't reflected in the numbers yet. So I'm feeling pretty confident that that number will be down in the low 30s or 20s very shortly. The Area F in general is in good shape. We're up 382. We've been trending up steadily for each of the last 4 or 5 months. Up plus 10 here, plus 20 there, plus 15. But gradually, every month we're going up, which is good. I thought we'd see a little break or a dip, but we haven't. The question is whether we have enough in that war chest to survive the December and on drops. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. We have 5 out of 6 multiple districts are positive, 21 out of 32 single districts, 21 out of 32 are positive, which is a big increase from last month. We were only 17 out of 32 were positive last month. So I'm pleased to go from 50% up to a higher percentage are positive. So generally trends are going in the right direction. The districts leading the charge are 20 R2 and 20 K2, as well as Delaware's District 22D and in Massachusetts 33S. They're kind of the heavy hitters as far as leading the growth charge. Leo membership has a net positive 246, which is wonderful, up from last month at 124. So 7 new Leo clubs this year. And most of the growth is in New York, Maryland, Delaware, Washington, which is MD22, and MD23, which is Connecticut. So those 3 districts are leading the charge as far as Leo increases. Overall drops, 23A is minus 83 with a 47 net. That's probably our problem child right now. Yep. 22B is Maryland, and they're minus 77 with a 0 net. So under the circumstances, it's not bad that they're 0. And what's remarkable is 22D, which is Delaware, is minus 78, but they're net is a plus 56. So they've dropped 78, but they have a net of plus 56. So they're really doing a good job bringing members in. Service reporting is something that Deb Grasso and I have been somewhat focused on, just because it was lagging badly in our earliest reports, as you'll recall. And now we're starting to see some good progress. 5 out of 6 multiple districts are way up from their earlier numbers. And the one problem multiple district that was only reporting at 17% last month of its clubs is now up to 22%, and so on and so forth. Single districts are all up as well. The Learn Leadership, the GLT reporting, again, another point of emphasis on our part. There are some stalwart and multiple districts, New Jersey and Connecticut are doing a great job of reporting their leadership development training. However, 16 of 32, roughly half of our single districts have reported zero. So we're still, and I'm sure that this is probably common in a lot of areas, but we're working hard to get them to start reporting their leadership development training, or the GLTs. So Area F has a number of institutes coming up. We have got 4 RLLI scheduled, 1 ELLI, and at least 2 membership development grants are being processed right now. Not processed, but in the works. And then Area F had 3 clubs and districts submit entries to the Weeks of Service video showcase. Other than that, Deb has been doing a bang-up job hosting our monthly gatherings and themes and so forth. So Deb, anything you want to share as far as that goes? For anything else?
No, I think my phone's ringing in my office. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think that it's great that we've been having 100 people at each of our meetings each month, and it's been staying pretty consistent. And we thought, oh, we'd take a break at the end of December, and they all voted no. We want to have a meeting at the end of December. So I feel that what we're giving and what we're providing is worthwhile, and they want it to continue to keep the momentum going. So I think that's fantastic. Thank you.
And I think the hook is that Deb's got a different guest every month and a different theme. And for instance, the Weeks of Service, we as we approach those, we're attaching that as the theme, and so it's working out well. Nicely done.
All right. Thank you, Hillary and Deb. Good news on reducing the status quo clubs. Again, critical for all of our areas to make sure that that's being tracked, and making the personal phone calls is the most important thing. And so please continue to get the message out to those governors or council chairs or whoever will make those calls. I know we've heard from everybody who's reported so far that one of the issues is the lack of paper invoicing for many, and I've heard that over and over again. Some of the traditionalists are just not ready for electronic. They just expect something in the mail, and if it doesn't come in the mail, there's nothing to pay. We've got to continue to change that culture and get people engaged in getting online and pulling these records up and making it happen as soon as possible. So thank you all for your efforts in that regard too. Let's go to Lion Tom Matney.
Hello, hello. Thank you very much. We've thank goodness in H we don't have any of those exciting opportunities that everybody's talking about. At least none that we want to talk about. Things are really going well. I think we have 31 clubs that are on status quo would be one of the things we want to talk about. It's negative, but then all of the governors that I've talked to with those think
Tom, we lost your audio there.
Have we got it now?
There we go. You're back.
All right, good. Most of the governors that I've talked to think that they're getting those clubs back online and up and ready to go. But I would just know that we're going to lose some of them, but hopefully not very many. But anyway, we have 5 Lions clubs that are pending, 8 new clubs that are finished, 2 Leo clubs that are pending. We're plus 302. I think the thing that makes Les and I feel much better is we're seeing more teamwork out of them. We're seeing the governors and vice governors working together more. We're seeing the governors working more with their global action team and meeting with them on a regular basis. The thing that I think they're not doing very well is all the plans that they're working with and working toward aren't specific enough. So we're not looking at the activities ahead of time and what we're going to accomplish in the next month or so or week or so. But doing well in most of those respects. Recruiting is really about on track with where it's been. We haven't seen a lot of gain in that area. They are right now about 25% of their target for the year, which is well behind that. And to be that in that shape and plus 302 may tell us that the end of December is going to be painful, and so we're working to try to stop that from happening as well. 7 of our 9 multiple districts are positive, which is a really good sign because they're all very active and working. The DGEs, Les and I have started training those. We started in early or in mid-November, working to get them up to speed. We'll come back in January. We're not going to travel into the sessions in December. We'll come back in January with them. Good participation with that group and seem to be connected. We've attended as many of the group leader sessions as we've been invited to. Hopefully we'll see more of those because I think that is helpful to get us in the door on that. But all in all, everything is going well, just keeping us too busy.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you have things to add, I know.
Les, do you have any supporting comments to make to that?
Ditto everything he said. I'm having some major internet issues.
Okay.
So I'm catching bits and pieces because I'm still traveling on my way back from a 2-week cruise. So I'm just trying to catch up.
All right. We will let you catch up over the holidays. And thank you both for what you're doing in your areas. Love to see the positive numbers. We got to keep that going and keep our district governors and the DGEs. Got to keep them engaged as well. So thank you for all you're doing in your areas. All right, let's go to Jay Norby.
Good afternoon, everyone. Area C. We are currently at a plus 350 in membership. We have 25 districts that are positive, 7 districts that are not. To date, we have added 1,850 members. I've lost 1,500. Total membership in Area C is 43,977. To date, Area C has added 7 new clubs. Unfortunately, there are none pending at this time, but it has been reported that there are 27 locations that they are actively working on to form a new club. Service reporting currently right now is at 55% in Area C, but that is going up. It is trending up nicely. We are actively promoting the Let's Grow Growth Workshop series to every one of our districts in Area C. We are also encouraging the multiple and district GAT teams to hold monthly meetings and to review their goals and action plans that were established at the beginning of the year. There are currently 5 clubs in status quo. 2 of them have said they are folding at the end of the month, unfortunately. That looks like about 23 members, and we just got word today, and I'll let Lee talk about that. But Area C is at 21% of the new club target. We're at 41% of the new member target. 12 of the 32 districts are above 50% of their target. And Area C is at 81% of the net gain target. 25 of the 32 districts have positive growth. Retention, our first year new member retention is at roughly 92%. And our 1 year overall is roughly at 90%. And Lee, I'll let you talk about the multiples.
Awesome. So we'll start out with the MD5, and the good news is they are actually on their 1 year retention numbers. They are number 1 in the multiple at 94.7%. However, they are the only one of our multiples in the area right now that is below or is -8 in membership. Everybody else is positive right now, but they do have one new club. So, I mean, more work to do there as there is across the board to try and get more growth. MD5M is leading the way in membership with a +156 and 5 new clubs. And Jay talked a little bit about status quo. They have 2 clubs in status quo. The one thing that was interesting when I reran the reports, the CA report, and Guy, something to note, the CA report on balances is not jiving with the individual district reports. So something that I will report to the portal people as well, because I find more in the individual district reports than I find in the area report at this point.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, it is bizarre because hopefully they're working off the same data, but again, it's a computer, right?
Oh, wait, I wonder if it's a cross-border thing.
Yeah, could be. So anyway,
Okay.
I'll copy you on it, Guy.
Thank you.
The thing that we've talked a little about was status quo clubs, even though we've only got 5 right now. I did take a look at the reports. We have 63 clubs that are greater than 90 degree on their balances. So we need to keep attention on clubs going over that 120-day balance right now. And as was already mentioned, a number of people are still expecting a paper invoice right now, which is not new. And we definitely need to get people to think outside the box in terms of, well, if your treasurer isn't willing to deal with the portal or something else, can you print the copy of the invoice for them, someone else in the club? So again, some resistance to change there, I think. MD9 was the one that Jay talked about that we just learned today, that they have another club that potentially is going to drop 13 members, as I recall. However, 6 want to stay, and the multiple district team is going to take action to see if they can keep that club alive yet and get it to grow, or maybe even turn it into a specialty club, because there are some things that they do that might lead them to be a specialty club versus the traditional club that they've been historically. In MD27, they're number 2 in positive membership, although, and as Guy noted on a previous call, we have no new traditional clubs. There have been some additional branch clubs, and there are 4 in work at this particular point in time. MD27 is one that we've been notified that one of the clubs will fold by the end of the year. There's a second one that's status quo that I've contacted the district governor and have not heard status back since last week in terms of where they're at. And Jay also talked about these. All of the districts are positive in terms of their net gain, other than MD5 at this point in time. But again, we've got some positive things moving. A little bit more work to do on one of the multiples, but we'll keep moving forward. Another thing that has come up in a couple of the multiples is leadership. MD27 currently has one district post their convention, has no future district governor or vice district governors at this point. As Bob mentioned, we have some missing second vice district governors as well. So, and part of it I think might be that some people have been pushed into positions versus encouraged and mentored into positions as well. So that's a summary. Are there any questions on anything that I've covered, or Jay for that matter?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you both. I'm super pleased, obviously, with the number of the relatively small number of status quo clubs. That shows that people are paying attention to things, and even though they may have issues with the paper invoices, you're still getting great results. So yeah, congratulations to everybody who's involved in that and for keeping pushing that as an issue that we need to monitor going on. We do know that we have to watch that 60 plus day payment issue or lack of payment issue, because that time is going to fly. Before you know it, they're going to be in that category, and we have to do everything we can to prevent them from moving into that next level of kind of the watch list of what's trending. So thanks for all you do. And yeah, look at that portal information issue, see if there's a glitch with cross-border. I know Guy can look into that for you and take care of things there. With MD9, I know that Brian and Jay and some bunch of superheroes were walking the streets there at one point, doing some recruiting and everything. Has anything worked out on that at the local level?
Well, I think that there's some excitement been generated. We've got some engagement at the multiple district level, and Jay, please comment as well, that we've not historically had in Iowa. They filled a lot of their leadership positions where districts have had vacant vice district governor and district governor positions historically. So I think it had a positive effect, but it's going to take a while for them to fully recover right now. They've been, I think, discouraged over a number of years based upon their lack of performance, and it's to turn that attitude around to give them a positive outlook versus one that they felt that they were swirling down a drain.
I did do the 9 Northwest Northeast convention a couple weeks ago, and they've got a lot of good leaders that are coming up too, Lee, that are going to help them out. And they've been talking about new clubs up in that area, so it's good.
Very good. All right.
I'll report that last year at this time, they were working on one new club. Okay. And that was not really doing a good job of it. This year, they're working on 4 of them. 2 of them will be cyber clubs statewide. Okay. And we've been meeting with them monthly. So I have high hopes for that. I don't see anything happening before Christmas, but before next June, they should have 2, if not 3 new clubs.
Great. All right. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Lee. Appreciate the detailed report. Who's left? TJ, it's your turn.
Happy holidays to all of you. And before I get started, I'd like for Kathy to lead off Area 1A. And then I'll come back and finish it. Kathy.
Yeah, hi everybody. He knows I'm leaving here for a Christmas party in a few minutes, so gotta get going. Well, we are again this month. Everybody in all multiples are positive. Yay. And I just took all the numbers off my screen, so hopefully TJ can tell you, but we're really doing well because that we were way not positive last year with the districts other than Texas. So it's really looking good there. Also in the new clubs coming along nicely. I was just looking here and I noticed, a couple of struggles that we're having are the status quo clubs. So we're still working on those. We've kind of divided those up to contact district governors. And TJ sent out a couple of emails, and I've done that as well and made some phone calls. So we're hoping to get that to improve. And one thing that we typically don't mention is our service activity reporting. So that's another thing that we need to work a little bit harder on. And I'm saying those are our negatives because the positives are the membership growth that we're having and the new clubs that are coming in. We had 2 more new clubs in the past month, and we have a couple in the pending category, and we have some others that are in the works, and that is in Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma, and Missouri, where they are working on some clubs. Probably Louisiana too. Maybe TJ's heard from them lately. So that's that's the good stuff. And TJ can fill you in. Y'all have a happy holidays.
Thank you,
Kathy, and thank you for the work that you continue to do. It really makes a big difference. I can tell you, we got a club in December, so we just got one. We got one in today, and that makes it 16 for Area 1A, and we have a plus membership of 647, and I'm not sure that's counting the new club because I've been looking at 2 different reports, and it's not showing the new club. So in one of them, so it could be more than 647, but at least that's what That's what the computer's showing right now. 647. I want to congratulate Mark and MD4 doing very, very well in membership. And it's not just the new clubs, but you're doing excellent, and that's really nice. Now, going back to 1A, for the last 10 days, all 5 multiple districts are positive. And that's a good sign, because that means that we've been asking them to really take serious the team approach. And even though we still have a lot of status quo clubs, but I got 5 districts that have 5 clubs each. So if we can clear those 25, well, and we are, there are districts that just need a little bit of attention. But the good thing is the communication that's taking place, not only with me as the area leader, but also among themselves. When I brought to their attention to the governors, I included everyone, including just about all, I was going to say the dogs, the lions, to know about it. And I've gotten emails and telephone calls from vice, first vice, second vice, and your get people that they're working really hard to get the attention of the status quo clubs. And I think that's a very good sign. A big shout out to multiple district 8, Louisiana, plus 150. That's awesome. And ID Chris is working very closely with me, as well as the leadership team in Louisiana, and that's a very good sign. Missouri is doing very well, and the other 2, they're hanging in there, but they're positive in membership. So we're going to lose some. I think we'll probably lose 15 clubs. I would assume maybe 20, but we're working on those. We're still working on those, but hopefully those clubs are the smaller clubs. Some of the things that the rest of you all have talked about that we're having. Now, I have a recommendation, and I also have a question. When a club transfers a member, does it still count as a drop, even though it's landing as an additional somewhere else? As far as the numbers, but it still shows under the drops, right?
Yes.
Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
because that one club is still technically losing that member, so they have to drop, and then it evens out, of course, in the overall numbers once they're added into the other club.
Okay, very good. And the second one that I'd like to for First Vice President Mark to consider is, we went from the usual thing that we've been doing forever, sending statements, to no statement. I'm going to recommend that you consider that we find a way to do emails of the statements, at least for a few years until everybody's ready. My biggest problem why we have so many status quo clubs is I'm getting club members to tell me, well, nobody told me this. Well, they got an email saying that we're not going to do that anymore. But honestly, if we're real serious about the United States getting back on board, we cannot afford to lose any member. And to me, I think one solution is find a way to get an email to them with a statement. I mean, what I've done is I've gone to the portal where I've downloaded their statement and emailed their statement to them. And by the way, on the portal, the statements don't even have the address where to send it to. Okay? Yeah, I need for y'all to look at the very last one, like the November one. Don't look at the January, I mean, at the July one, because that one does have it. But if these secretaries, treasurers are having a problem, and then not only are we asking them to do this before December the 15th, but there's no address. Now I know the address. It's Eagle, okay? But we have a change in secretaries and treasurers. So that's one recommendation that I'd like to offer, that we got to find a way to help some of the clubs that are struggling. Okay? But otherwise, 16 new clubs, we're on board. We got one more before the year's over, I believe. A strong prospect. And then in January, we'll recharge and do some more.
Yep. Thank you, TJ.
Do you have
Thank
any
you,
questions
Jesse.
for me?
Yeah. I have taken the note with respect to the due statements, and I will share that with the team here just to see what we can do. I know that it shouldn't be a big ask, but we need to make sure that our clubs are getting these things on a timely basis, and let's figure out a solution to this right away, so we don't have to be dealing with these massive numbers of status quo clubs because they just are not preparing to go online. We still have to fight that shift to online, and many of our older traditional clubs, our smaller clubs, just aren't gonna go that route. And but we need to continue to find a pathway to get them to get their due statements paid and do it on a timely basis. So, and
I'll
keep
give
up
you
the
another
great work.
carrot.
Yep.
I'll give you another carrot.
Yeah.
We're spending time on getting the status quo clubs to get off, and it's taking away time in putting more new clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Yep.
it's a domino effect.
Yep.
Okay.
Jay put a note in the comments about the fact that his district treasurer monitors district and multiple dues, but also LCI dues and notifying clubs of past due statements. So, maybe it's time to get our district treasurers a little more focused on that as well. Maybe it's time to get somebody on the district governor's team to be that person who does this on behalf of the club. So, find a way. Make the recommendations, see what works, but we'll also talk to the team here at headquarters and see how we can better the situation.
I have one other question.
Yeah.
And that's for Guy. Guy, you sent an email saying that the board in October made the change that if you're holding a GAT position, you cannot hold any other position either at the multiple or district level. Can you clarify that a little bit, because I'm getting a couple of interpretations? Does that include a first and second district governor, and also serving as a GAT district leader?
Yeah, we've had some discussions about that, trying to interpret what exactly was intended there. But I think largely it was about trying to make sure that the different GAT positions weren't doubled up, so that one person held multiples, so that you didn't have one person having both the GET and the GMT titles, and then you didn't have people come in to be able to come to the summit and so forth. So I think that was really what the intent was. Suzanne, did you have an additional comment? Look, you wanted to say something also.
Yeah, just confirming it is solely for GAT coordinators at the district level in terms of holding another coordinator position, whether that be at the district or the MD level. So nothing's against the MD coordinators holding two.
Very good. That's the answer I wanted to hear. So because we've been working with the team effort, and in order to increase the communication between the governors, the first and seconds, one of the things that we're doing in MD2 is that some of the first and seconds are also the either GET or GLT for the district, but they have a team. I mean, it's not like it takes away anything from their role as first and second, but you lead by example. And we hear that, and I was afraid that we weren't going to be able to be. So it's just between GAT, multiple, and district. Very good.
Yeah.
Make my days.
I have a
I have a
question.
question.
Let's go Beth first
Go,
and then
Beth.
Bob.
Go, Beth.
Okay, further clarify for me. I just heard something different than what I read. So someone can hold an MD GAT position and a district GAT position at the same time?
No.
No, they cannot.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
okay. So I misheard what was said. Okay, thank you. That was my question.
Bob?
The question I have, are the district governor-elects aware of this? Because I've had a couple of governors that are coming in that have filed duplicate positions for the same person,
So
and they're
that
incoming
is
governors.
what we believe they are not yet aware unless it's been shared by leaders thus
Yeah.
far. We can check to see if I think there was going to be a communication plan in the future so that they know that while they're reporting them. For now, we're going to be manually kind of checking that on our end and following up if we've seen a DG or a first vice report,
So
dual
if I
coordinators.
So if I see that, I've already seen it happen in my area. So can I go back to those district governor-elects and make them aware of that?
Yes, please. Yeah. If you all
Okay.
are aware of any, that would be great if you could get ahead of it and communicate that.
And
Okay.
because we're encouraging all of our DGEs in their training to get their teams built right away, so that they can assist in helping to develop district goals with respect to membership and all the others. Now is the time to make sure that our DGEs understand that is the case. So if there are any communications that are being generated, Suzanne and Guy, that we can re-emphasize that, or even we can put together a communication for the group leaders too, to re-emphasize that when they're dealing and communicating with their teams.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah,
Will
because
do.
like I said, I've already seen a couple that have done that, and I just want to make sure that the district governor-elects know that there is a split in that position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we also know there was a conversation that they were going to bring up to IT if something in the system could prevent like a first vice from reporting both. So we'll see where that lays because as of right now, there's nothing preventing that in the system.
Nope. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And thank you everybody for all your reports. I wanted to, before I turn it back to Guy and Suzanne, just for any comments from the LCI internal side. Brian, did you have any comments you wanted to make about upcoming activities, particularly with respect to Lions USA? I know it's super busy.
Thank you, Mark. Just a couple things. I just want to say thank you to you guys. This has been a phenomenal year. We're 2,600 at the end of November in the positive, 128% increase. It's still going to be short. We're going to get negative by the end of the year based on our historical numbers. But those numbers we know we're going to get back as those status quo clubs got dropped. We're going to get them back. So this is the great opportunity that we have never had in a long time to be positive, and it's because of you guys. If you guys don't have time to do something, please let us know with Lions USA or anything. Like if you don't have time to do a GMA or you don't have time to do succession plannings, if you want something that's done that will help out your area, we can put on a session from our education area, our membership area. We can put on sessions and pull in facilitators to make it fun and exciting. So if there's an area that you think could be using some help, please just let us know what those are. We are working on a retention program coming up here. Frank's working on that. We do have the new club development workshops that are coming up in January, and that's going to be open to anybody. We're sending out invites to anybody who started a club in the last 5 years. We're going to send out invites to the second vice governors, the first vice governors, because we want to see them across the stage in Hong Kong. So have them send people. They don't have to come if they're not big club starters, but send somebody that can in their district. So those are the main things. You guys are just doing awesome. It's been an awesome year. It's fun to watch the numbers. I know end of December is going to be rough, but it'll be fun watching them climb again.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Brian.
Brian.
Appreciate it. Appreciate all you're continuing to do. You're continue to motivate this group, and it's benefiting everybody. So we appreciate that. Suzanne and Guy, any comments from the internal side of things?
Yeah, I just had just a few quick kind of end of year reminders here just to rattle off. First of all, the 25-26 district goals, we're coming to that deadline at the end of the month, on December 31st, so that the district governors do have the ability to go back in and make modifications to not their target, but their goals that they were able to set. So those goals can be adjusted up until the 31st by using the link that they would have received when they submitted their goals to go back in and edit them. If anyone reaches out to you and needs to get into that, you can direct them to us, and we'll help get them the link that they need to get in. Let's see. What else? Then the quarter one, any expenses, if anyone's sitting on expenses they haven't filed from quarter one, try to get those in by the end of this month, in through Emburse if they haven't already gotten those in. So as of this afternoon, it looks like there were 227. We talked about this at length already on this call about clubs and status quo. So from the financial suspension report that we had, the cumulative dashboard still showed 230. So right around 230, 227 was the figure we had this afternoon that were still in financial suspension. So obviously, as is, just to reiterate what was on here, continue to work with those clubs. Couple things to add about those, that if there's any concerns about payment, so what sometimes happens is they'll submit a payment and then somehow maybe it's not seen, or then there's some back and forth to request, can you send proof of payment? So to get ahead of that, if you're working with folks who are sending in their payments, it's not a bad idea that they grab like a screenshot or some kind of their proof of payment. And if there's any kind of interaction with accounts receivable, they can forward to the accounts receivable at lionsclubs.org that screenshot of their proof of payment. We would also encourage them to copy our gat.ca1 mailbox as well, so that we have some visibility on it. And as well as when they send it to accounts receivable. So that can help to make sure that gets processed faster, and that they don't end up getting canceled in like a last minute kind of situation. Because when all that stuff comes in so last minute, to have had that proof of payment come in earlier, they can process them a little bit quicker. Last note that we had on our list here was for the next week of service, which is just right around the corner in January. As I'm sure you all know, the next one is going to focus on hunger. And we will again have a video showcase. And so that one on hunger, it's going to be January 3rd through the 11th. And they'll need to, for the Club Excellence Awards, they are supposed to have a service event that ties into this. And the same as it was last time, there is a grace period of 10 days before and 10 days after. So that'll come back into December here. So the start of that is really just a couple weeks away. And then so they could still qualify for it even if it wasn't right within the week. So all the way up until January, that'd be like the 21st. So the video submission then, let's see here, for hunger, clubs can upload all the way up until noon Central Time here, on January 23rd. Is when they would send that in. Then, of course, a week later so we'll do it like we did last time. Any of them that had enough submissions to send, we'll share around the spreadsheet with the links to watch the videos to the area leaders, and you'll have a week to work with those. And you can send in your two selections by January 30th, and then those will be forwarded on, the final ones, to Pat, who will review those to get back by February 6th. So that's I think those were all of our notes for this. Did I get them all, Suzanne?
Yeah, you covered it, Guy. And we'll send reminders with the timeline for everything as it gets
Of course.
closer as well.
All right. Thank you both very much, as always, for keeping us on the straight and narrow here. Moving into year end, again, appreciate all the support that the staff gives this amazing team, and we'll continue into the new year. Unless there are any further comments for the good of the order, I just, again, wanted to thank all of you for this opportunity to work together. You're doing amazing work, and CA1 has turned such a big corner. And we do see light at the end of the tunnel, and there's still a lot of hard work ahead, and it will always be that way in CA1. It's never going to be easy, but we got to keep making this the way we do things, and keep bringing people into your teams. Keep bringing people into your areas that understand the local communities best, and give them the opportunity to do great things with our membership, and grow the organization, and have an even more greater impact on the communities where everybody lives. We're going to continue to see a lot of fluctuation in the numbers in the next couple of weeks, but we keep our nose to the grindstone, and we just keep looking forward to what we're going to see at the beginning of the new year, which is again a revitalization of the efforts that all of you have made. We're going to get these clubs off status quo and onto the positive side, and we're going to go into these communities and get clubs there for the people that need them. We're going to make sure that we do everything we can to get you the resources that you need to do continue the great work that you're already doing. Again, couldn't be more proud of the effort that's being put out by all of you, and looking forward to getting some holiday time in. I hope all of you are. Spend some time with family, friends, and loved ones. Be safe out on the roads. Enjoying the lovely snow out here in Oak Brook, where they got about 6 or 8 inches of snow the other day, and looking forward to getting back to Connecticut. Hillary, I don't know if we got snow back home, but it was in the forecast. But we'll be back early next week, and again, looking forward to a little time at home. Thank you all. Your work is so well respected, and we look forward to continuing to share this experience with you down the road. We know Pat will be back with us next time, and she's steering the ship and doing a great job. And thank you for supporting her and her initiatives. And again, we recently had Worldwide Report Day, and you were there listening in. You know that she's on top of this. You know she's a great spearhead for the growth that we're seeing in CA1, and that change in culture. And so thank you for supporting her as well. And so on behalf of Lion Lynn and myself, we wish you all a very happy holidays and an even greater new year, with great things to come for all of us as Lions and Leos. So thanks for all you do. Good night, everybody. Go do something fun the rest of the evening.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.
Good night. Happy holidays.
Thanks, everybody.
Happy
Happy holidays.
Holidays. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks.
Good night.
Good to see you.
night.
Good night.